My name is Heinzel Kunzman. I am the executive director for the Sherman Griffin Project. The Sherman Griffin Project is a proposed project to take an abandoned building located at 3825 West Center Street in Sherman Park, and we will convert the first floor into a cafe, which will be run by Sam Belton. On the second floor, we will have a 501c3 music school, and we will also have a jazz performance venue at this location. Um, we are partnering with the Wisconsin Preservation Fund, who will be assisting with funding for the project. We have a variety of ways in which we're seeking funding for the project. We hope to acquire more than $400,000 in city grants, as well as more than $400,000 in foundation grants. We will also have $100,000 worth of shares to offer to investors, and another $100,000 we will be doing crowdfunding. And this is where your help could be very valuable to this project. To try to meet our $100,000 crowdfunding goal, we're asking for donations from the community to assist with the project. And if you're interested in making a donation, I strongly recommend you go to our website, theshermangriffin.org. You can also do a Google search for the Sherman Griffin, and it will be the first hit up there. And once you've read a little bit and understood a little bit about our project, and you think you might want to make a donation of any amount that you're capable of, there's a PayPal button on the homepage of the website where you can make a donation. Also, I believe the PayPal account is streaming across the bottom of your screen. If you want to make a donation of more than $250, I strongly recommend you contact me directly. I'll put my phone number in the comment section in a moment, and you can text me. You can also find my contact information on the website. When you contact me, and then I'll give you my address, and you can mail the check to me. I will then furnish you with a letter of receipt, which will include an EIN number. You can use that letter of receipt with the EIN number to write the donation off on your next tax returns, because our music school is a 501c3 organization. I'd like to thank Gary Kavalar was the donor that we had this past week. We have slowed down a little bit with our funding, our campaign. I haven't quite made it to $4,000 yet, so we still have a long way to go to get to our $100,000 crowdfunding goal. The donations that you make Monday through Thursday will go towards construction and renovations of the building. Donations that you make Friday through Sunday will be made to help to put on performances like the one we're about to put on here in a moment. So the types of performances we're putting on are going to be mostly jazz music performances, but we'll also have poetry reciting as well as stand-up comedy. And the performers will always have their PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App account streaming across the bottom. If you'd like to make a donation to directly to our performer this evening, Quentin Wormley, you can see his Cash App account on the bottom of the screen there. So a couple things I'd like to inform you about coming up. We've been doing these once every 2 weeks, but we have had enough luck with donations that we can have 3 performances in a month, and so that's why we're having an extra one here today. And the next performance we will have is on May 8th. We'll be welcoming local comedian Tom Johnson, and we're going to start to have these performances outdoors here in my backyard gardens. And we will be starting to stream them at 5:30. This will help performers go to double up on their gigs on the weekends, because oftentimes they maybe have a 7 o'clock gig to catch. So this way they'd have an opportunity to double up on gigs, and we wouldn't be competing with other venues at the same time. So you can kind of think of this as like your pre-entertainment for the evening. So the other thing that we'll start to do in the future, starting with Tom's performance on May 8th, is we will start to have live audiences in the backyard here, and we'll have 20 seats available. The way to make a reservation would be to make a minimum $5 donation to the Sherman Griffin, you can do that through PayPal. Then you would need to text me your name and the event that you would be interested in attending. I'll then text you back my home address, and we'll reserve your spot. Um, yeah, so I think that pretty much takes care of the information I need to share with you. The music today is going to be great music to listen to while you're preparing dinner, driving in your car on the way to your evening schedule, or if you're just in the house cleaning up, doing chores. This music's going to be really nice to listen to. The performer tonight is Quentin Wormley. He's going to be solo on keys, and he is a student at the High School of the Arts. We will be talking with him about halfway through his performance so that you can get to know him personally. But first, let us welcome Quentin on the keyboard. was great. Okay, we're gonna do our interview here. All right, put this here so we can get some sound going. Um, yeah, and so let's see, am I on the picture here? Yeah, that'll work. Great. Okay. Yeah, we're still. I guess the new guidelines are we're 3 feet, right? We don't have to be 6 feet away, so this will be fine. And we're outdoors, and we don't have to wear masks. I've been fully vaccinated. Have you? Are you getting vaccinated too?
Yeah, I have been.
Oh, you have been. Okay. Well, we should be really safe then. so and so and I should say that this gets recorded, so you can always play this back and check out things that you maybe missed the first time, and share with your friends if you can. Not a lot of people around Milwaukee know Quentin yet, but I have a feeling they will pretty soon if they don't yet. And so you're going to High School of the Arts,
Yes.
right? And you're a senior.
Yes.
Okay, and that's where I met Quentin. I was the piano teacher at High School of the Arts, and but Quentin knew what he knows right now before he met me. I just want to clarify that. And so at High School of the Arts, we worked on things like trying to do more note reading and what other things did you learn at High School of the Arts?
Fingering technique was a big issue that I had, and I couldn't, find the correct proper technique. So Mr. Heisel here taught me how to properly place my hands on the keyboard, so that way I can increase my note, like my note precision and accuracy, so that my keyboard playing won't come out sloppy, but it'll come out very clean.
Great, yeah, and but obviously you made it as far as you did without those things, and these are just like some skills that you can pick up to add into your playing and just give yourself an upgrade. But obviously you were inspired by something before then. What are some
Well, my biggest inspiration is my family. All my family is very musically inclined, and I watched them as I grew up, and like I wanna be like them, but I want to be better than them. So that's what caused my drive for music to be as strong as it is, because my family, they were lazy in their playing, and I just like something's off. Like, how come albums sound like this, but we sound like this? There's something being done wrong. So I decided to see what that something is, and I figured out that it was work ethic. Work ethic takes a lot. So with work ethic, I increased my practice times. I've actually, strayed away from people because of music, and my drive for music has just gotten even stronger, and it's still going stronger to this day.
wow, that's incredible. But it sounds like your family also is pretty involved with music as well.
Yes, my mother plays and my father plays.
They play keys.
Yes,
Oh, that's great. Any other instruments?
my dad plays drums and bass. He lives in Chicago.
Oh, okay, okay. Wow, that's fantastic. So they probably wonder what happened. Like you could just kind of took off of this, right?
Yeah.
That's outstanding. And so, how would you describe the type of music that you are mainly involved with?
So before my debut at High School of the Arts, I was strictly a church kid. Like, I grew up in church playing gospel music, many different genres of gospel music, such as CCM, contemporary, quartet, traditional, choir music, as they say. We still have worship music, praise breaks, as some would say, shout bumps. Uh,
What's that? Shout bumps.
a
I'm
shout
probably not the
bump
only one that doesn't know
A shout
that.
bump is like a praise break where we, the band, like they'll increase the hype of the service, by.
All right, right. Okay.
So yeah, we, I grew up on that, but then when I got to High School of the Arts, my mind for music increased past all of that, and so I started learning jazz.
That's with Doctor's time.
Yep, Dr. Douglas Syme is my jazz teacher still to this day, and he's taught me a lot over the years, and I truly thank Dr. Syme, because like I was his go-to guy, he was my go-to guy. So whenever we needed something, I call him, he'll call me, and we get it done. Um, I've also grown to love old school music like Motown because of High School of the Arts. We have a show. We had a biennial show called Soul Show, and I was blessed to be a part of both. So the 2018 version and the 2020 version. So and with
Yeah,
the
there's
2020 version, I helped with the charting. So
that. Well, that's it. That's great. That's pretty cool. There's a singer in Milwaukee, Cameron Webb. I wonder if he tunes into these ever, but he's a big soul singer. Or
yeah,
Motown. Motown is what he's.
I'm actually playing for him on the 24th.
So you know him already.
Yeah.
That's great. Where are you guys gonna play?
Not sure of the venue, but I have a friend that I've grown up with. His name is Omari, and we have our own band corporation called One Love, and it's just many different young musicians under the same name,
Oh, okay,
basically. So like, if we have a band, we'll send out a band this way, we'll send out a band that way, type
that's
of
great.
thing.
It's called One Love.
One Love,
That's
yes.
perfect to let people know about. That's great.
So Omari has played with Cameron before, so he's brought me, my big brother Jamar, and who else? Who else is it? And my big brother Dion. And we've all just gotten on the same gig, and on the 24th we're performing.
Okay.
Not sure where, but
Where are some places you've played in Milwaukee already?
some places I've played in Milwaukee. I've played at the Saloon on Calhoun. I've played there. I've been a part of some Guitar Center, like shows. Um, I've played at many churches in Milwaukee. Most notable will probably be Greater New Birth Church, Holy Temple Firstborn Church, where I'm currently the MD. I've played at my home church, which is Leadership Missionary Baptist Church. And then list goes on. I've done
Have you ever played at Holy Cathedral?
when I was very, very young. I was 9 years old last time I played in Holy Cathedral.
One time in talking, you mentioned, or I mentioned one of our board members, Kenneth Lydell. He's on the board.
The Lydell brothers, all of them.
What's your relationship to him? How did you guys
So
encounter each other?
I met these guys through a bass player. His name is Chris Lydell. He's one of the most amazing bass players I've ever heard. Then you got Maurice Lydell, Kenneth Lydell, just the Lydell family. They just incredibly musically inclined, and they are incredible.
Yeah, he's pretty incredible. That's where everything you kind of described about gospel. Just now, I went to their service a couple times, and that's how I got to know him.
Yeah.
And he tried to show me some of the stuff he's doing, but
Yeah.
it's going to take a little longer to absorb.
As a keyboard player who grew up on that type of stuff, like coming from a classical background, trying to join into the gospel background, it's kind of mind challenging because with classical you kind of have to think. You have to think as you play, but with gospel you don't think. You're more like spirit led than you are mind led.
Yeah, you're on a different level,
Yeah.
a different mindset there. Yeah, that's great. But I mean, it sounds really impressive and amazing. And hopefully, you're gonna graduate this year.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
That's great. And so, what? Real quick, what are your plans then once you graduate?
Well, my plans are to start a production company, which I am in the midst of working out right now, so that people can call me if they need a project done. Right now, I'm only working through a few genres till I get more genres under my belt. But the genres I really do is jazz, blues, fusion, funk, gospel. Gospel is my main one, which people call me for already. And so I'll be able to produce piano, organ, auxiliaries, which includes brass, any other type of horns like woodwinds, reeds. There's a plethora of instruments that you could play on a keyboard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's that's exciting. There's a man you probably want to get to know. He's an older man named John Hennessy. He wants to put in like a mega like production facility around 20. We're close to High School of the Arts, around 25th and State.
Okay.
He's someone you'd want to put on your radar. But there's a lot of other good recording studios too, like Tanner Studios.
Yes.
You can check out and learn from. I give a shout out to them because they hosted Donna for one of these performances. Donna Woodall, do you know her?
Yes, I heard that name before.
Okay. She probably, if she's tuning in, she probably would love your playing. We'll promote this more afterwards too. So these events are kind of interesting because they're done live, but it's also kind of like a recording setup where people can check these out at any time in the future.
Yes.
So Quentin will always be around. So even the Cash App going across the ticker, that's gonna hopefully can keep that good for a while. So people a year from now see this, go, wow, that was awesome. I'm gonna give him a couple bucks.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna keep it going. We're gonna play about another 20 minutes or so, and then I'll wrap things up from there. Sound good?
Yes.
Awesome. fist bumps, no handshakes. Nice job. That was awesome. That was Quentin Wormley, everybody. Let me just sign off here real quick. Let's get this. Pretty soon we're gonna get help with this. In the meantime, we got to work like this. All right, that's up here like that. There we go. Yep, that'll work. Okay. Yes, thank you so much for joining us today. I see there are some guests. We would like to increase our viewership though, so if you are watching this, please share this with your friends that you know would be interested in this. Going forward, we will be doing these live at 5:30 on Saturdays. It won't be every Saturday yet. We still need to get more donations before we can do these every Saturday. But for the summer, it'll most likely be 3 Saturdays out of every month, starting at 5:30. The event There's an event calendar on our website, theshermangriffin.org, that you can check out. I put the website in the comment section there. And so the next one we're going to have is on May 8th. And that will be our first event, which will not only be live, but we'll also have a live audience. We're going to be hosting comedian Tom Johnson. So we need to have some people in the background laughing at all of the jokes. Otherwise, it's going to be a long 1 hour. May 8th was Tom Johnson. If you're interested in coming here to this very location where we'll have that event and seeing it in person live, you just need to make a $5 donation, a minimum $5 donation. You're welcome to donate more. The more we have a long way to go to get our $100,000 goal, and we have slowed down with our donations in recent times. So we need to pick up some momentum again here. $5 donations to reserve a seat. There are going to be only 20 spaces, and you need to text me your name so I know who to reserve the seat for. And if it'd be a good idea to also text the name of the event that you want to see. Like if it's Tom Johnson, just say, my name is John Doe. I want to see Tom Johnson. I made my $5 donation on PayPal. Make sure I can recognize your name on PayPal so I can connect your name with the donation that you made. Then I'll text you my address, and we'll be happy to see you when you come here. Please share all of this with your friends, and if you can see live our the Sherman Griffin event website, so you can always view them at a later time, which is pretty cool because I learned from watching other musicians. When you see things live, it's impressive, but sometimes you can't quite understand what's going on. And when you look back at it, you can go, "Oh, that's how he's doing that," and then that's how you learn. And that's what the Sherman Griffin is going to be about. We will have a music school, so we have to be understanding how to play, how to do all the stuff people like Quentin are doing. So thanks to Quentin for his wonderful performance this evening. I look forward to seeing all of you on May 8th at 5:30 p.m. Have a good evening.